On this video, I'm gonna go through a bunch of different pairs and we're gonna be charting setups live. So these are gonna be real-time setups that you can take if you're watching this. Now I urge you, if you're not a profitable trader yet, or you're struggling to find these profitable setups, then watch this video until the very end, okay? Because most people have TikTok brain. They can't sit and watch a 10-minute video all the way through. So how do you expect to be successful or to be a profitable trader if you can't sit through a 10-minute video that could potentially change your life and change the way you trade and give you a skill that's gonna last a lifetime? So I urge you to sit through this video. Let's jump right into it. Now these setups I'm gonna chart on a higher time frame because high time frame is key. These levels are respected more. The first thing I do is go to a daily time frame. I'm trying to figure out what the bias is, okay? Do I have a long bias or do I have a short bias? As of this moment, my bias is long on Ethereum because we saw that bias flip to the upside. So you can see, since March, we were seeing those lower lows and lower highs, with those lower highs protected, meaning price does not come up to test these lower highs, right? Up until this level, right? Up until this level, you see we had a bias flip, meaning we closed above that key high, right? This key pivot point right here with displacement. You can clearly see right here, okay? We closed above this high with displacement. Displacing meaning large bullish candles to the upside, right? Creating fair value gaps. So after we had closed above this previous high, this is a bias flip or a market structure shift. There's a lot of different terms for it. It all means the same thing. It means that price is creating a higher high. So now we can anticipate a higher low. We don't know for sure that price is going to make a higher low here, right? For all we know, price could continue lower, but the probabilities of that aren't in our favor. Statistically, price will continue the trend and create a lower high, and we will go up more to take out all of these external highs over here. So my bias is long on Ethereum. Okay, that's cool. That's pretty easy to tell. Now, what do we do, right? What do we do now that we understand that bias is bullish? Well, this is where we draw our key levels, okay? Now, in this video, I'm not gonna use any indicators other than my own easy algo indicators, but I'm gonna pretend like they're not even there. So the first thing I'm gonna do is get my rectangle tool out, and we are going to draw our key levels. Now, a key level is a level with price history. It is a horizontal level or zone with price history. Price history meaning price has reacted to this level multiple times in the past, okay? This is a historical level. There is historically a lot of volume, a lot of reactions from this level. So right off the bat, I can see if I get my rectangle tool out, and we'll actually make this a zone, that I can see that this is a key level, because if we look left on the daily time frame, we can see that this zone has acted as support, right? Support, support, support. We failed this level, acted as resistance, and now since we've closed above this level, we can expect this level to act as support. Okay, so pretty simple right there. So this is our key level that we are looking to take a long position at. Okay, so now let's look for other confluences, because the more confluences we have, the higher the probability the trade will be. Well, one confluence right off the bat I can see here on Ethereum is that we have this bullish fair value gap right here. Okay, I'll make this an entry zone. So this is a fair value gap. A fair value gap is made up of 3 candles, right? So you have one candle here, right? You have another candle here, another massive bullish candle, and then you have a third bullish candle. So this gap in between the first and the third candle is referred to as an imbalance or a fair value gap. That means that there was a lot of buying pressure down here that pushed price up. So there are still open orders or liquidity. Liquidity equals open orders, okay? Open orders, and $sign for orders, open orders, okay? So there are open orders here that are yet to be filled at this fair value gap. So that's just another piece of confluence, that fair value gap overlapping our key zone right here, okay? Our level with price history. I can also see we have some previous structure highs here that have yet to get retested. So if I'm going to enter a long position here, I want to account for that in my trade. So my trade's gonna look something like this in case price comes down to retest these previous structure highs. So that's 3 confluences right off the bat. Another confluence I like to use as well is the golden pocket fib. So grab your Fibonacci retracement tool. It's a built-in trading view tool. Draw it from the swing low to the swing high for long positions. And you can see that this golden pocket fib also overlaps our zone. Okay, so we have 4 key confluences telling us that this level is going to be a good level to bid. So this is a current long position that I'm looking at. There are two ways to enter the trade. We can either go down to a lower time frame and look for bullish divergences on the easy oscillator. I've made tons of videos on divergences. If you don't know what they are, I highly recommend watching some of my previous video on bullish and bearish divergences. Or we can simply set limit orders, meaning we don't have to be looking at the charts. We can set limit orders here. For example, our first limit order here and our second order, which is our dollar cost averaging order, in the middle between our entry and our stop loss, giving us a good average price, which in this case, since we're on a higher time frame, I would actually recommend you setting limit orders. Okay, so this would be my trade thesis: a breakout and retest of this key zone with some other key confluences. This is also referred to as a throwback, okay, a bullish throwback to this key zone with price history. This is in real time a setup that I am looking at, and I would be targeting these external highs as my take profit. So this high here as my take profit 1, this high here as my take profit 2, and then the Ethereum all-time highs somewhere around 4,600 as my take profit 3, and we can leave a runner. So pretty good risk reward on this trade. Another setup I'm looking at is on Woo. Okay, again, I'm on a daily time frame. The first thing I'm doing is looking to see what my bias is. Do I have a long or short bias? Well, we can see the same thing here on Woo, right? We had lower lows and lower highs, right? Up until this level right here, where we have created a bias flip to the upside, meaning price has created a higher high. It's the first time in this downtrend that price has closed above that previous structure high, creating a bias flip or market structure shift to the upside. So now our bias is long. So what are we going to do? We are going to draw, again, our key level, our key horizontal level. So if we look all the way left here on Woo, we see we had bounced from this level previously in the past. We bounced from this level with this huge explosive move to the upside. So we know that there is a lot of volume here. I can also see we had this previous low here. So I'm going to draw my zone like this. Again, I'm going to make it a zone. And if we look left, we can see that this level was resistance, resistance, resistance. Lots of price history here at this level. And I can just modify this a little bit more. Okay, boom. This is my key level that I am looking at on Woo. So we're going to be looking for a retest of this level and then look for price to move to the upside to take out these external highs. But we want some more confluence as well. So we're going to get our Fibonacci retracement tool from the swing low to the swing high. So we have our golden pocket here. So if I'm entering a swing long position from this zone, I want to make sure that we have that golden pocket fib in there as well, because price could come down to test this golden pocket fib one last time before going up. So in this case, I would set a DCA order in between our entry and the stop loss. So somewhere at the 50% mark. So I'll have my first entry here, my second entry here, and then I'll have my stop loss below this zone, because at that point, my thesis is invalidated. We've not rejected from the zone. So I was incorrect with my trade thesis. So this is a setup in real time. Again, we want to target these external highs here as our take profit, and our final take profit is going to be at the all-time high for Woo. Okay, so pretty good risk reward on this. Now, again, if we want some more confluence, we can go to a lower time frame for entry, such as the 4-hour or the 1 hour. Look for some bullish divergences here on the oscillator to pinpoint that entry, as price is making a lower low and momentum is making a higher high, right, curving to the upside. This would be a bullish divergence, so we can also account for that in our swing long position. Okay, let's look at Solana next. Okay, Solana is showing a lot of local strength here. You can see we have broken out of this previous March high, right, creating a bias flip to the upside. So our bias is also bullish on Solana. A lot of these coins have bullish structures right now. You don't want to be shorting this. You want to be longing. Okay, so again, I'm going to draw my zone. I'm only drawing the nearest key level, okay, because I see a lot of people doing this. They'll draw key levels that are all the way down here, right? They'll draw this support zone all the way down here at 160. Well, we don't need to worry about price reaching 160 until this current level is lost. So there's no point in drawing our support zone all the way down here. We want to look at the next trade. What is the next trade going to be on whatever coin I'm trading? Okay, we don't want to look too far into the future. We want to trade it level by level. So this is a key level. You can see there's price history here. This level had acted as resistance in the past. We were trading below this level until we had finally broken out of this level and retested. So in this case, this would have been your retest long here on Solana, but we can still look for longs here. Okay, if price comes back down to this zone, we can expect another long position here on Solana, because this level is support. Until we lose this level, we can look for longs here. Now, again, if we want to go to a lower time frame to pinpoint that entry, if we see here on Solana on the 4-hour time frame, this would have been a really good retest entry here, right? Because we had broken above this key level, we came back down to retest this zone, perfectly retest our golden pocket fib, and price is now continuing to the upside. Okay, let's look at BTC on a daily time frame. Now, BTC is a little bit more difficult because we are in price discovery, meaning price has made an all-time high. So there's not that much price history to work with here. That being said, we can still look for long positions. So same thing, structure is bullish. We closed above the previous all-time high here back in March, so our bias is bullish. Next, we want to look for key levels with price history. The only key level with price history I see here on a daily time frame is going to be this key level, this previous all-time high. So we could technically come back down and retest this level and still be in bullish market structure with price creating higher lows. So just something to keep an eye out for. But in this case, we want to go down to a lower time frame if we want to find an entry here on BTC. And we're going to do the same thing on a lower time frame. So we're going to be looking for levels with price history. Okay, so if I draw my zone out, I can see here that this is a key level with price history, right? Price reacted from this level as resistance, 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 support, support, support. And we're currently testing this zone as support once again. So as long as we hold this zone here on BTC, we can expect price to continue higher. So what I want all you guys to do is get in the habit of drawing out your key levels, drawing out your key zones, looking for levels with price history, and then stacking your confluences, drawing your golden pocket fibs. Last but not least, let's take a look at AVAX because this is a coin that I hold. So again, structure is bullish, draw out our key levels with price history. You can see that this zone was support, 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 resistance, resistance, and we're currently flipping this level into support here on AVAX. So if I were to long AVAX, I would look for a retest of these previous structure highs at this key zone, something like this, and look for a continuation move to the upside. Make sure that we have that golden pocket in there as well in case price retests that golden pocket, targeting these external liquidities as our take profit. Now, if you guys want to get mentored by me personally, follow along my setups, follow along my analysis, and learn from myself and other analysts, click the first link in the description below. You'll also get access to the Easy Algo Indicator Bundle. Trading doesn't have to be difficult, okay? Use classical charting methods, use key horizontal levels, use fib confluence. Always make sure that you have a daily bias going into the trade. And if you do this on a long enough time frame, it is not a matter of if, it is a matter of when you will be a profitable trader. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys need help, I'm always available in the Discord. That's it for me. I'll see you guys next video.